Hello, good morning everybody. Welcome from Australia. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving a prediction reading for the 2nd of April. Now, we're into April now and I have done my April reading if you want to go and check that out. I've got some predictions on that one, but I'm just going to close my eyes today and we'll just get started and we'll see if any messages come through. This is globally, so anyone watching out there, then stay watching to the end because there might be messages that pop up for you today. So I'll just get started. Now, the theme for today is that we're hitting the milestones. So when you think about milestones, you tend to think about, for example, a toddler hitting their milestones. So they're crawling, then they're walking, then they're eating solids, and then they're off to school and they're achieving language. These are the kind of things that we mean with milestones. So if you're watching this video, the message that they're giving me today is that you're achieving your milestones. And I do believe this is around a lot of getting your life back. So we've had to fight to kind of navigate and get our lives back. So this is what they're kind of showing me. You're actually achieving your milestones. So it's almost like when you become an adult, more so, your milestones tend to turn into goals and achievements. So this is what they're kind of saying to me. That's the analogy we're getting today, is that you're actually starting to kick goals. So you're starting to achieve a lot of things. We might have had that real stagnant energy for a couple of years and we were all sort of frozen and stuck. But now we're all starting to make huge movements forward. And this is globally. I really get that we're all starting to get back on our path, get back on track, and we're starting to really set the goals and get our visions are kind of lining up now. So I think we can take that as definitely a positive message today that the things that we've been pushing against are starting to fall. Now, this could be a turning point, April. I do believe that April is going to be some sort of turning point. Now, I always talk about things don't happen just like that. So we can't have ridiculous expectations of the world just turning around on a dime. That's not going to happen. We've got to be also realistic, knowing that we are making changes and we are making progress. So that's the big message today, is you're going through your milestones or you're kicking your goals, you're achieving the targets that you're setting. So know that you are achieving things and you're going in that right direction. If you're watching this video today, keep picking yourself up and keep going. Now I'm getting that the channels are starting to crumble. Now, I believe this is around mainstream media and perhaps radio as well. We know that some of these things are starting to crumble. There was a video here the other day, I think I talked about it, called Kyle Sandilands, and he tried to get a liquor license and they denied him, and he got really angry and he spoke out about how they used him to con the public through his radio announcements. So this is what they're kind of saying to you, is things are starting to collapse because they're even moving the goals for the people that they've used in their great agenda. So they're not happy either. So these are probably another portion of society that might start standing up as well, because now they're starting to be targeted, vilified, and maybe that's a lot of what's going to happen in April too, is a lot of the media is going to be addressed and they're going to have to step forward and start to answer a lot of questions. That could be radio, it could be TV. Definitely they have been involved in as we know, conspiracy, saying things were conspiracy theories, and then they're reporting on it that it's not conspiracy theory. So this is where that double standard is coming out now. Like, how come now that fits the narrative, whereas before no one was allowed to say that on any social media or any of these platforms, and now it's like normal coming out on TV and in the radio. So this is what the message is that I'm getting, that a lot of the media is going to start collapsing. We know it's already happened. CNN, I think it is in America, people have been turning their backs. Gosh, I've had my TV pretty much turned off for a long time now. I only put it on just to see like where we're up to and what sort of narrative they're feeding people in the mass psychosis. But that's what I'm getting. I'm definitely getting, this is globally, the media and the radio announcers and this kind of thing is going to start to get really called out now on why have they been conning people. People are going to start to ask a lot of questions on why have we not been fed the correct information and the information that has been hidden. So that could be what this is around in April. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm definitely getting maybe that's going to kind of start to spill out, because I think whenever ratings drop, they know they have to look at changing something, because as we know, it's all about the ads and the money that the media is getting funding poured into. We know here in Australia, Scott Morrison poured tons of money into the ABC to keep it afloat, but no money into the people who lost all their houses with the floods. So this is just all out of balance and people are seeing it. And that's the message that I'm getting today, is that these kind of things are going to start to spill out more, and we're going to start to really learn a lot more truths around what's been going on sort of behind the scenes. And this is all about the setup, the big setup that we know has been going on. Now I'm getting like the red flag. So I'm getting this red flag. So it's almost like a signal to me of kind of danger, like be warned, be warned. And they're showing me the capital cities. I talked about that the other day. They're going to start to implement things in the capital cities and then start to spill them out. This is globally. So if you're watching, it doesn't matter where you're watching from, Sweden, Netherlands, Iceland, America, Canada, New Zealand, Western Australia, even here in Australia. There's so many countries out there, Germany, you name it, Austria. I get people from everybody that watch my channel, and I love it. This is what's going to actually start happening now. They're going to start implementing things from the capitals out into the country and regional areas. Now, this is a process. We know they've actually sort of pretty much implemented a lot, but this is how they're going to work it. Now, I'm definitely not seeing like a white surrender flag that they're giving up their agenda and that they're just admitting everything, and that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like the red flag, which is, if you think of the red flag though, I tend to think of it and relate it to like a stop sign. So it's like if you come to a set of traffic lights and you've got the red, amber and green, I've got the vision of the red sort of flag being waved in the capital is actually representative of the red traffic light. You know, you can relate it to a red stop sign as well, but they're at a standstill, and this is a good thing because they haven't taken that next step to actually implement everything. Now, as we know, a lot of people are kind of retrieving a lot of evidence, and there's a lot of this going on a very global scale. I know here in Australia, we've got a lot of people pulling out a lot of evidence of injuries and things that have been happening around this previous experience. Now, I try not to say too many words because otherwise it highlights it to YouTube. So you'll have to, I'm using a few cryptic kind of messages sometimes. But this is what I'm kind of getting, is that they're at a stop sign, like not a stop sign, they're at the red light. So they kind of got the engine running and they're brum, 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 brum. They're waiting for that signal to go. So it's almost like they're waiting for it to go to the amber light, then they're waiting for it to go to the green light, and then they're going to take off. So and what's happening is it's this pushback, because it's almost like we're like these pedestrians over here on the corner waiting, and we keep hitting the walk button, so it keeps making the lights stay red so we can walk across. And that's kind of what they're giving me, is that these movements keep pressing that button and it's causing them to pause and putting a stop to the agenda rolling out. So that's a good thing. We want to know that we're making a difference. So they're still at this red light, and that's why I'm getting that red flag in the capitals. I do believe that a lot of this is going to start in the cities and then filter out over time. But it is definitely that united front that is pushing the pedestrian button, and we all keep walking across the road, and it's almost like we're jaywalking, and then we're actually walking. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of New York City or somewhere like that. They always show when everybody crosses a road, they're like little ants going from side to side in different angles, and they all just go across. That's what they're kind of showing me, because we're holding all this up. It's by people standing up, people not complying that is also causing them to stay stopped at this red traffic light. And that's what we want. We don't want the agenda moving forward. So this again is about those windows of opportunity and using them to start making a difference, because the longer this drags on, the more the information starts to pour out. And that's what we want. We want information to come out, and that's how people start to see the truths. So the longer we can push back, the more the truths start to come out. And I think that's a good message today, because a lot of us, I know you guys out there as well as myself, think, how's this ever going to happen? Are we going to ever wake these people up so they see the truth? But the longer we push back and the longer we don't comply, and that movement grows, that's what's happening. We're causing them to stay stuck at the traffic lights, because it's not just full steam and let's go, we're off. That's not happening. They're at a standstill, and that's a good thing. So keep that in your mind, that what we're doing is making a difference. We're causing them to stay on the brakes. And like I said, that gives time for truth to spill out and come out. So take that as a positive today. I'll just see what else comes up. Oh, they're talking about global warming, global climate difficulties, all the challenges we're going to face. And this is just a stream they're trying to pull you into. So again, you have to be very aware of the narratives that they use. They always use a lot of climate change to implement narratives. But climate's always been an issue. I don't think it's something new. I think man has caused a lot of things in different ways, by chopping down too many trees and by not burning off correctly, not listening to the natives and how they go about these processes over thousands and millions of years, or probably they've done these things, but no one's kind of willing to listen to other ways of dealing with these things. So I definitely feel like when they're really pushing that climate change agenda, that's something that you've got to be aware of, because again, it's that trap and that narrative. All they do is just change it up to get people to comply. I mean, look at the way they're pushing the electric cars and the hybrids and things at the moment. They're forcing people with the petrol prices. They're taking our liberties away again, because they're forcing us to go down that road about the emissions and this kind of thing. But obviously there's people that are going to benefit from electric cars and things being bought, and it's the big corporate industries again that are going to start to make all the money, not the little used car salesman down the road. He's going to be pretty much null and void now moving forward. Yet another small business going under. These are the things we have to look at now. This is just another agenda. No different to the virus and what went on there. Now we're looking at the climate agenda. It's going to just be never ending. Now there's going to be the food shortage agenda and grow your own vegetables and these sort of things. So, I think we've got to kind of get realistic and just really not fall for those narratives. It's very easy to get caught up in that trap of believing. I mean, I know for a lot of you watching this that you don't fall into the mass psychosis, and you do have fairly independent thinking, and that's a great thing. But it's still very easy when it comes to the environment and some of the things we're passionate about to get caught up in. So you have to kind of detach yourself from any of these agendas that they might be pushing, because it's always going back to pretty much the Great Reset, which is how to get everybody just buying from big corporate industries, and we, the little people, are going to get squashed. So just keep that in mind when there's a lot of talk about climate change, because I really believe that it's not an issue that we need to really start all buying electric cars. Like, it's not that extreme, but of course that's what they're pushing, so we don't really have a choice. I'll just see what else we get. Look, I do get that you guys are really tired. We're tired of being used for the fight. Now, I understand that. I've been standing up. You guys have been standing up. This can really take a big toll on you. And that's why it's so vital that you maintain a very healthy bodily system. Now, your body is contained of your physical vessel, is contained of your mind, is contained of your spirit and your soul, and it's contained of your sensory perceptions and the direction that you're moving in as well. So it's very important that you maintain all the elements that contribute to you as like a whole person and a whole being. Whether it be that you listen to people that make you feel stronger. I always talk a lot about Eckhart Tolle because he's helped me enormously in my journey. You might watch other people. There's a great guy called Aaron Doherty. He's a young guy and he's just brilliant too at teaching a lot about life. These are the kind of things you've got to keep doing. You've got to keep making yourself feel good, make yourself feel stronger. You've got to really work on releasing fear. I've got a few videos on fear and anxiety and things like this, and feeling like anxious and overwhelmed. If you want to go and check some of my self-help videos out, because I've been there, done that. I know what it's like to feel those feelings. So sometimes when we feel them rising up in us, it's good to kind of go and do some first aid on that as well, rather than just letting them keep being pushed down. Just kind of deal with them and learn how to get through them. That's something that I'm definitely getting, is to really start to look after yourself as a whole person, because that's how you keep having that strength to push back. And we do push back, I always say, as a whole, a whole entity is the word that I'm looking for. That is how we push back. We have to unite and we have to push as an entity. And this is about using our energy, and it's about creating that blob movement that I talked about in my blob video that is sticky, and things start to stick to it. People start to stick to it. They start to get information, then they stick to it. Then they hear of someone's vaccine injury, then they stick to it. This is how it grows. So you've got to keep yourself stable in that kind of energy in order to move forward. So definitely think about yourself. Today, if you're watching this video, this is a message you're meant to receive. You need to do things today for you. You need to forget about the past. You need to stop worrying about the future, and you need to go out and just do something for you. Whether you go out with your family and you have a beautiful lunch, it doesn't matter. It's Saturday here, and I'm about to go and have a coffee with my husband. We're going to just go to the nursery and get some plants for the garden, which is my passion. I've got gardening videos too, if you want to check those out. I've got some Japanese gardens and things. But these are my passions. You've got to do that now. This is how you make yourself stronger. You do the things that are going to make you feel lighter, that are going to make you feel brighter, and that are going to uplift your soul and you're going to benefit from. Because we need you strong in this world to push against this tyranny. And it's by your energy that it can be done. So that's the message for today. Use your energy, make yourself strong, and get yourself really motivated to focus on yourself. And that's not in a selfish way, that's in a healing way. We've got to remember that we're healing as well through this process. This is not just an awakening process for people to wake up and get rid of their old feelings, hurts and emotions. This is also about us healing and making sure we remain in those higher levels of thinking and realms where we do tune into our sensitivities and our intuition really well. I'll just see what else comes up today. I definitely get that the middle class is dying. It's disappearing. It's almost like they're putting the middle class, and I say this a lot, the middle class and the lower class together, and they're trying to really force that issue. So it's not that we'll be broke, but it's our life's going to become a lot more basic. So that's why we can sort of make these changes now and start to transfer our life into that more basic form of living. Like a lot of people are really getting back into growing their veggies. I know you guys comment down below, and a lot of you are getting more self-sufficient and more independent, and that's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. You know, sometimes we've got to get back to basics to find joy in life again, and that's what they're kind of showing me with this middle class and lower class, that we're all going to be not so much separated anymore. They're gonna that gap is really, really closing. But like I always say, you don't have to take it as a negative. Sometimes it's the simple things in life that can make us really happy. So it's not all negative doom and gloom. I mean, sometimes, as you'd probably know, we declutter and we have so much stuff that it just has no meaning to it, and it just accumulates. That's nobody's fault. That's just the way our society has been structured. But maybe today might be the day where you start to do a little bit of decluttering, and this is decluttering of your life, decluttering of your sheds, decluttering a drawer. Start small. Set your goals. This is about goal setting, because clutter and emotions are very closely linked. So if you can manage to clear things out a little bit in your actual physical space, it can help you emotionally and mentally as well. So maybe just set that goal and do one drawer today. And that can make you feel more upbeat, because it removes some of the old memories or past hurts. Sometimes these emotions can be negative. There's a great woman on YouTube called Marie Kondo. A lot of you probably know her, and she's a real master at decluttering. She's just truly gifted, and she knows how to, she tells you to kind of hold something, and if it brings you joy, it sparks joy in you, then you hang on to it. But when something doesn't, you let it go. So this is kind of the message that I'm receiving today, about getting yourself whole and feeling uncluttered in the mind and these kind of things, and making yourself stronger for the pushback. I do believe the pushback might be coming in April. I have that feeling towards the end of April. There could be a lot more stand-up movements. And that's what I'm definitely getting. But that's something you probably need to start thinking about, is decluttering. I know overseas, maybe in some of these countries like Canada or America, you're probably coming into spring actually over there. And that's a very good time to start to open your windows, clear out the junk, start decluttering. They call it a spring clean. That's the same sort of thing. So this is about not only spring cleaning your house, but spring cleaning your mind and your spirit. So it allows you to travel on that clear path, because it's like, an example is like, you might go to your linen cupboard and your towel cupboard in the hallway or something, and you open that door and it's just got too much stuff in it, and every time you open it you think, oh, I've got to go back and clean that drawer out, and clean that cupboard rather, and you keep closing that door, but it's forever in your mind. So today what I want you to do is to go to that cupboard, strip it all out, and start organizing it into piles. Whether you're going to keep things, you're going to let something go to the salvos, or you're going to donate some stuff. Doesn't matter what you're doing with it, but these are the kind of things that you need to focus on over there now. You need to start cleaning out the junk in your life physically, in order to help you clear out the junk mentally. That will clear that path for you to move forward, because you'll have that clearer mind. Every time you go to that cupboard, you'll go, wow, that looks great, and everything's in a nice order, and I feel good, and I feel clear, and I feel strong. And these are some examples today they've given us of how to go about doing that. Even for you guys, go and do a little portion of your shed. Set your goals. This is how you do it. We're wanting to move forward, but we also need that energy to keep fighting, because like I said, I feel like this is going to go into 2023. But look how far we've come in such a short period of time. Gosh, since Christmas, if you look back at some of my readings there, I can't believe some of the things that have unraveled. I'm actually surprised myself. I think the Pfizer data was probably one of the biggest that shocked many. But people still think that's a conspiracy theory. My sister does. She doesn't think it's real. It's so weird to me. And she's the one who does some of my beautiful thumbnails. And she's happy for me to do my channel. But she's a graphic artist. But she still believes that the virus is real. She's double jabbed and boosted. And we're all different, that's all. And we've accepted that. We just don't really talk about it. We have our different viewpoints. And we just let each other do our thing. We're still really close and we love each other. But look, unfortunately, a lot of us have had a very strange experiences through this journey. So let's look at the positives that have come out, and let's just keep moving forward. So go and do some decluttering today. Get started. Set a little goal. It doesn't matter if it's small or if it's a big goal. Sometimes if you set your goal too big, like I'm going to do the whole kitchen, that's too overwhelming and you'll nearly collapse by the end of the day, because it really can affect you emotionally. It can be quite draining. So just be very aware of that you just set really small goals that are achievable in a day. If you did one shelf in your fridge, for example, every day, your fridge will be done by the end of the week, and then you're not so overwhelmed. So this is what I'm kind of getting. So if you're overseas in Germany, Iceland, any of these places, although Iceland, you probably don't get too much summer, I wouldn't think. You've got to actually start to do that spring cleaning now, and it's about helping yourself too, because by spring cleaning everything, getting air through your house, you will feel better and you will feel stronger. And that's the message today. Don't feel like you're being selfish by looking after yourself. That is very important and very crucial to your movement forward. Because, and they're showing me like that gives you stability. So if you've got good body language, good posture, and you're feeling really strong inside, your stability will be really good. You will have a good stance. You'll have good upright back posture, and that also portrays an energy. You think of someone who's standing in their strength and power like this, they send a much stronger message than someone who's walking around with their shoulders all down and their voices all quiet. That's the difference. So that's the message I'm going to leave you with today. Go make yourself strong. Do whatever you can to get your mind as well onto other things. Very crucial. Stay strong. I love hearing from you guys out there. Please remember to comment, like, and of course, if you haven't subscribed to my channel. And I will see you in that next video. Bye from Australia. Take care, everybody. Bye.